lesson plan, looked at advanced proficient, you looked at beginning proficient, and now it's going to actually talk about the lesson planning review process. Before we get there though, this is kind of a side note. You're going to get more training around lesson planning clinics, but I just want to put a plug in there for lesson planning clinics right now. What we expect in lesson planning clinics is for P1 and for P3 to be happening. Core members are developing their lesson level assessments, they are deriving their key points, and then they are starting to do their methods. So at the very, very, very least, when a core member leaves a lesson planning clinic, we're looking for those things to be done. The assessment, the key points. Because that is like the foundation of their lesson plan. And if they don't have that together, then 9 times out of 10, their methods don't even matter. So as core member advisors, just kind of keep in the back of your head. We want to make sure that our core members are getting that foundation under our guidance, so that when it's time to review a lesson plan, we have a little bit more to work with. So we're moving into lesson plan review. Based on some pre-work that you did, what are kind of the goals of lesson plan review? The CMA. The desired outcomes of lesson plan review process. Lauren, thanks.
Do you want me to do desired outcomes of lesson plan review?
Yep.
I think essentially the desired outcomes of lesson plan review are really to make sure that your core member has a lesson plan that's good enough to allow them to effectively execute. Not saying that they have a perfect, exemplary lesson, but a lesson that's good enough that if they execute it, they can meet that.
Right. Thank you, Lauren. And Lauren is our CMAC, is going to help us make sure we have that together. So, exactly, we want to make sure that the lesson plan is going to lead to student mastery. And so, first, like making sure that they're going to meet the relevant criteria for P1 and P3. But more importantly, and it's not even more important, it's kind of like in tandem, that it's going to actually lead to that mastery, not necessarily in the most efficient or the most effective way, but that it will lead to mastery. So I think a lot of times when we're reviewing lesson plans, and I have this tendency sometimes, when I have a lot of content knowledge and I have this math and physics background looking at a math and physics lesson plan, I'm like, that's not how I would teach it, this is not the most efficient way, and I want to change this. It's not the purpose. We don't have the time to do that, unfortunately, at Institute. What we're trying to do is make sure that our core members have the basics down so that when they get in front of their students, they're able to teach this lesson and students are learning. Now, of course, we do want them to actually grow and develop as professionals and as teachers in order to move from novice to AP and sometimes to E at Institute. But the goal is to make sure that lesson plan is something that students are going to be able to learn from. So let's actually talk about the lesson plan review process. In your handbook, if you can turn to page 73. And again, LSs, you have the same excerpt, just turn to page 73. You're going to be looking at a reviewed lesson plan. What I want you to do is I want you to identify the most impactful strengths and weaknesses and then provide some targeted feedback. And then after that, begin with your check of vision, review the methods, and then you can actually provide the feedback for the core members. So just take a moment to look at page 73 and just review the lesson planning process. The lesson plan review process.